Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to take really specific, sometimes, kind of obscure bits of knowledge and research.
And boil them down.
Yeah, boil them right down into the clearest, most useful insights for you. Today, we're getting into the world of specialized aquatic life. Specifically, this one creature. It's incredibly beautiful, but wow, the cost of ownership is something else. We're talking about the fire eel.
Like when we say cost, it's not just the price you pay at the counter, right?
Not at all.
Our source info for this dive is actually a set of notes from a fish-keeping enthusiast, really detailed, about an unexpected run-in with this exact species.
Yeah, it's a great little piece. It's focused, designed to give you everything you need to know without you ever having to, well, deal with actually owning one.
Exactly. Avoid the whole complex reality.
Yeah.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward. Figure out exactly why the author decided this fire eel, what's the scientific name again? Mastacembelus Erythrotaenia, bit of a mouthful.
Right, that one. Why they decided it's, and this is the quote, good to know about, but not necessarily worth keeping.
That summary packs a punch, doesn't it?
It really does. There's a lot of wisdom there. So we're going to dig into the facts behind that conclusion. We promise you'll walk away with some, really specific knowledge.
And no giant tank to clean.
Exactly. No need to ever clean a 3-foot-long tank.
That is definitely high-value learning. Insight without the headache.
Okay, let's start where the author did. That initial moment, the visual impact, they just stumbled upon this fish in an aquarium store.
Yeah, unexpectedly.
And described it as a sight rarely seen. That immediately tells you something. This isn't your everyday goldfish or betta.
Sets the stage, yeah. It flags it as special. And it's key to know what this is. We're talking Mastacembelus Erythrotaenia. Technically it's a spiny eel, not a quote-unquote true eel.
Okay. Does that distinction matter much for, the average person?
Well, it tells you a bit about its biology, bone structure, maybe behavior. Right. But visually, oh yeah, it totally earns the eel name. Super long body, pointy snout. Yeah. It looks the part.
But fire eel, that name isn't about the shape, is it? It's all color.
Entirely. It's the look. If you haven't seen one picture, like an aquatic snake, but painted. Really professionally painted. Yeah. The notes really stress this. The main draw, the thing that makes you stop and stare, is the pattern. These striking red and black stripes along its sides, incredible contrast, almost neon sometimes, especially against, typical green plants in a tank. It pops.
So it's visually stunning.
Oh, absolutely. And that red often gets deeper, the black band sharper as the fish grows. It goes from just interesting to, genuinely spectacular.
Okay.
The look alone totally justifies why someone would be drawn to it, why they'd want to buy it.
Right. So we've got the look, we've got the rarity of seeing one for sale, but then the source throws in a little twist.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting, our first sort of puzzle.
Because right after saying how rare it is to see in a store, the author mentions a key geographic fact. They say the species is native and widespread in local waters.
Boom. There it is.
Yeah.
That's the moment things kind of flip, right?
Totally.
If it's widespread, meaning, common, not endangered or anything in the author's local area, then why is finding one in a store such a rare sight?
Exactly. It doesn't quite add up on the surface.
It really doesn't. It makes you wonder, is it hard to catch? Hard to transport? Or maybe. Hard to keep alive once you get it.
That's what I was thinking. If they're easy to find locally, they should be cheap and readily available in shops nearby.
Should be.
The fact that they're not, well, it strongly suggests that keeping them healthy or maybe getting them to that impressive adult size is a huge challenge.
A logistical nightmare, probably. Something most stores just don't want to deal with.
It definitely hints at complex care needs, which is, the core of this whole discussion.
It's a perfect little case study, isn't it?
Yeah.
Native doesn't always mean easy. The fish might live just down the river, but its needs, they're far from simple.
Which brings us right to the big catch, the thing that kind of bursts the bubble for most hobbyists.
Size.
The sheer size this fish gets to. Let's focus on this because it's the heart of the author's warning. It gets big, really big.
Yeah, we're not exaggerating here. We're talking about an animal that regularly hits 2, even 3 feet long in an aquarium. Assuming it's healthy, of course.
3 feet. Okay, so the little 8-inch one you might see in the store.
That's just the beginning. It's got maybe another foot and a half, even 2 feet of growing to do. It's not just a bigger fish. It's a totally different level of commitment.
Wow. Okay, so a 3-foot fish. Obviously, that's not going in your standard 55-gallon tank. That's the go-to size for a lot of people stepping up their hobby.
No way. not even close.
So what are we talking? What kind of setup does something like that actually need? Because that's where the real commitment lies.
Well, the expert consensus, and what the source notes are definitely pointing towards, is a tank that's not just deep, but long. You need swimming room.
Oh.
We're looking at probably 180 gallons as a starting point, like a bare minimum. Often, realistically, you're pushing 200 gallons or even more for one adult fish.
200 gallons for one fish.
Yeah, just to make sure it can swim properly, turn around without feeling cramped, and just generally thrive without being constantly stressed.
Okay, let's put that in perspective. A 200-gallon tank full of water, rocks, sand, that weighs a ton.
Easily over 2,000 pounds, yeah.
That's not a hobby anymore. That's basically home renovation. You need to think about floor joists.
You absolutely do. Can your floor even handle that? Do you have a room big enough? It's a major structural consideration.
And what happens if someone ignores that? Tries to keep one in, say, that 55-gallon tank anyway? Why is that so bad?
It's a recipe for disaster, really. Stress, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Then disease, and ultimately much shorter lifespan.
How does the stress show?
Well, think about it. A long, active fish like this, trapped in a small space, can't swim naturally. It gets cramped. They often start pacing back and forth along the glass, which is a classic sign of serious distress.
Okay.
And it's not just about swimming space either. Their behavioral needs, too.
Ah, right. These are spiny eels. They do that thing with the sand, don't they?
Exactly. The burrowing. Fire eels love to burrow. In the wild, they spend a lot of time partly buried, sometimes just their head poking out.
Security, ambush feeding.
Both.
Yeah.
It makes them feel safe, and it helps them ambush prey. To let them do that in a tank, you need substrate they can actually dig into.
So not just any gravel.
No, definitely not coarse gravel. You need several inches deep of fine, soft stuff. Sand is good, or very fine gravel, something they can completely disappear into if they want.
And if they don't have that?
Constant anxiety. They can't perform that natural, comforting behavior.
Yeah.
They might even injure themselves trying to dig into substrate that's too rough.
Yeah.
Skin abrasions, that kind of thing.
Okay, so the large tank investment the author mentions, it's actually like a triple threat.
Pretty much.
1, the sheer size and weight of the tank itself. 2, the monster filtration system you'd need for a 3-foot fish's waist.
Yep. Big bioload.
And 3, the specialized, deep, soft substrate for its psychological well-being. It's a whole ecosystem you have to build and maintain.
That's a great way to put it. It's not just a fish in a box.
Yeah.
And yeah, the costs add up fast. Big filters, powerful heaters, maybe even a sump system.
And moving it. If you ever had to move house, forget about it. It's a monumental task. You'd probably need professionals. All of that. All that hassle and expense gets boiled down into that simple phrase in the notes: invest in a large tank. It makes the author's final verdict make perfect sense now. Crystal clear.
Yeah.
The fish looks amazing. Those red and black stripes are stunning. It feels rare and special.
But the reality check is harsh.
The reality of giving it a proper home where it can actually thrive and reach its potential size, it's just too much for almost anyone, like 99% of hobbyists.
And that's why the summary is so good. It basically gives you permission to just admire it, appreciate it without feeling like you have to own it.
Right.
So for you listening now, you've got the detailed scoop. You know it's Mastacembelus Erythrotaenia. You know about the amazing stripes. You understand the weirdness of it being common locally, but rare in stores. And the big one, the massive size, and the tank, and the burrowing substrate it needs. All the critical constraints.
And knowing that protects you, doesn't it? From that impulse buy. That's often the costliest mistake you can make in fish keeping.
Oh, definitely. You see the gorgeous fish, you hear it's rare, but now you instantly know the hidden commitment, the 200-gallon reality check.
Yeah. It's just not practical for a typical home setup.
It's a perfect blend of the beauty and the practical truth. And it teaches us something important, I think, rarity in the pet trade. It's often not about how exotic or far away the animal's from.
It's about the difficulty.
Yeah, how difficult, how expensive it is to keep it properly, especially once it's fully grown.
Yeah.
That complexity. That's what makes it not worth keeping for most people. Okay, so let's just quickly recap the key things we've pulled out. The fire eel, Mastacembelus Erythrotaenia. Key features. Potential size up to 3 feet. Those striking red and black stripes. Check.
Common in local waters, but rare in shops. Why? Likely because of the huge investment needed.
The 180, 200-gallon plus tank, the special substrate for burrowing, all that logistical effort.
Right. And that whole idea of fish that's abundant right there, locally, but still commercially rare because it's so demanding. That raises a really interesting final thought, doesn't it?
It does. An economic question, really.
Yeah, if this fire eel, which is native, so presumably no big import costs, still can't really be marketed effectively to the average person because its physical needs are so high.
Needs that only the really dedicated, maybe wealthier hobbyists can meet.
Right. What does that tell you about the economics of keeping any large, specialized animal in the pet trade? Where does the profit margin actually go, or maybe disappear, when the cost of simply housing the animal properly is so enormous?
It makes you think that